Hello humans, Mr. Bell here with sketchbook activity number 11. Today is October 6th. Yes, it is October 6th, and this exercise is entitled So Many Sausages. That's S-O, so many, M-A-N-Y, sausages, S-A-U-S-A-G-E-S, so many sausages. As you can see, I've already done quite a bit of my fingers. I want you to ultimately have 10 full hands, and think about drawing them in different sizes that kind of fill up the whole page with this. So I only have 3 more to do, so I'm going to do kind of medium-sized ones down here. I already drew the other ones just to kind of expedite this. I want to spend more time in class looking at your art today rather than me jabbering onto you in videos. So this is going to be pretty short. So various positions. Notice I drew these pretty small, but I am sticking with those sausages to find those proportions that I know are in there somewhere. So please do the same. Take your time with these, but make them various poses in various positions. We want to do this 10 times. I want to point out that I did do this large one in the middle. I kind of abandoned that idea of the sausages, and I actually tried to accurately represent the bones in your fingers, just to kind of illustrate what's going on underneath your hand. So like this is the 2 bones you see in your thumb, but this bone very much is part of that thumb and it can flex. And then these bones are like these bones that you can feel inside your hand, but you can't really see them, kind of in the palm of your hand. And then illustrating that these bones in your fingers, they do follow that ratio pretty good. It's really, people have a tendency to think that like the tip of your pinky is way smaller than the middle of your pinky. And it really isn't. It really does have that pretty almost exactly the same length to it with all of your fingers. So I am going to go ahead and draw these ones at the bottom really quickly. But then I want to hop to it and I want to be looking at your art. So get ready to get brave and get ready for me to call on you during this time, okay? This one, I think I'm going to draw a larger, and I think I'm going to go with a peace sign. So for this, use your own hand as your reference. Just kind of always look at it. So I already drew a small version of this peace symbol up here, but I think I want to do one more. So just like when I usually draw hands, I'm going to start with the palm. I'm going to start with the center part of where those muscle groups and stuff were, and that's way I can kind of tell how large I want to make the fingers and where I want to place them. And that means I can draw it in a position where I know I have enough room for the rest of my fingers. So I'm going to draw this shape of my palm first. We're on this whole area. And ignoring the fingers that are over it, because I'm going to just draw them over it. That goes out about like so. And it ends right up about here where these fingers are going to cover it up. And it goes to right about there. So now I'm going to add the thumb, and I'm going to pay attention to this line right here, how this has like, there's a bump there, and my thumb is sticking out pretty straight, and it goes pretty much to the bottom of where my wrist is right here. So I'm going to be conscious of that when I draw this thumb. I'm going to draw that first bone in the finger, then I'm going to push out that next sausage, and it's right around there. Then my last thumb joint is going to be right around there. Remember, when we're drawing this, start really trying to think of this as like an artist mannequin, something that you can kind of manipulate on your own, just within your own head. I'm going to draw this sausage like this, pushing them up. I think this one is maybe a little bit long. I'm going to start that over. Sketching it up right around there, I think looks about right. Then my next knuckle, and then finally the tip of my index finger. Then I'm going to go with my middle finger, starts right around there. This knuckle goes about to the same level. So you can see, as I told this, that these really are about on the same level. So I want to make sure to end that sausage around the same place. Push this up, and push that up. Now I'm working on these fingers. And when I look at this, I think as I draw this, I realize that I drew my palm a little bit too thick. So I think I'm going to redo that really quickly. I think it'll go probably right around there. Then I'm going to draw my two fingers that are curled over, my ring finger. Notice that it kind of, I can't really see this knuckle right here, so I'm going to kind of ignore that, but I'm going to start this sausage. I notice that it comes up to right around the middle of my first knuckle in my middle finger, so I'm going to draw it thusly, and it kind of comes out at an angle like so, a little bit big. Then it has the tip of the finger right around there, and it goes down to about the middle part of my palm. I think I'm going to redo that palm too. One more time. I think it goes to right around there. Then I'm going to go ahead and draw my pinky, which kind of curves. You can see this sausage just a little bit at an angle here, so I'm going to draw that. Then I'm going to draw the other one. My fingers come right next to each other. Draw that. I think that's not too shabby. Then I am going to kind of fill in where I think these shapes within the meat of my hand would be. Fill them in. I think that there's going to be a line there. Bam. I think that one worked out pretty okay. I'm going to go ahead and draw two more, and I'm going to just kind of quickly do these. I'm not going to really super talk about my thought process. I just want to rock these out for my own sake. Remember, I do want you to be working along with me while I do this, but I also want you to be kind of working on your own. I think I'm going to do, like a claw for this one. So I'm going to start with that meat of my hand again. I'm going to draw it right here. Bam. There's my palm. I'm going to go ahead and draw my pinky for this one next. Bam. Then I'm going to go ahead and finish this one. Notice that there's a little bit less of a gap there. Remember, as you draw these might look a little wonky, and that is okay, because remember, this is really just a guide for how we're going to complete these hands going forward. And if you don't like a part, erase it. Start over. This is all about practice. I've drawn many hands in my life, and I definitely have not perfected the art of drawing hands. It's one of those things that I can draw a really realistic looking hand, but it usually takes me a couple tries and a couple redos to get things just the way I like it, which is okay. Remember, looking for that idea of perfection, but never ever being able to actually get it. Then I'm just going to draw one just for kind of fun. I'm going to draw a little bit larger one, and I'm just going to draw it, but straight up, just palm up, regular old hand. So I got my palm shape. Then I'm going to add this sausage here, this sausage here, this sausage here. So remember, next activity we really do, we're going to be getting out of the idea of hands, and we're going to be doing full bodies, which obviously does include hands. And that's kind of why we started with the idea of drawing hands. But going forward, this is going to be the last activity that we do that is specifically designed around the idea of drawing hands. So if you're bored with hands, good, because we're not coming back, baby. I'm going to draw that guy, and that last thumb, and I realized I drew this hand way too fat, which is something, that's a trap I fall into often when I'm drawing hands. That's okay, because hands can be redone, it turns out. Add that muscle group there. There's usually a muscle group right around there. I see that. Now I'm going to go ahead and flesh that one out. Like so. And bam. I'm going to go ahead and number these two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 8, 9, and 10. So remember, different sizes of hands, different positioning of the hands, and get ready to get picked on in class, because I am interested in seeing what every single person has done.